Hi, friends. Welcome to your 8 minutes weekly grief tips. Would it interest you to know that many people who are grieving, when they first came to me for consultations or to the free live grief chat, they feel that there is something wrong with them, that they feel that they are broken, that they feel that they feel bad for feeling bad, and that there is just something wrong with them, something that's just not quite right with them. And a lot of time this happen because there are so many misunderstandings about grief in our society. And sometimes these misunderstandings also takes place with our healthcare providers, the primary care, whether it's a primary care physicians or even primary care therapists or counselor who are not grief specialists. And unfortunately, such misunderstanding make people who are grieving and already feel bad feel even worse. And so many times people come to me, to the grief chat in particular, and say, you know what, my counselors or my therapist or my mindset coach or my neighbor or my significant other say that I should be doing this, or I should be doing that, or why am I not doing this, or why am I doing this, and I think I'm going crazy, or oh my goodness, I'm not fitting in on the stages, the famous grief stages. And just really quick, those grief stages, the 5 stages of grief, by the way, is created actually by a Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Mensa, specifically for people who are facing terminal illness. And then it is expanded to those who are navigating loved one with terminal illness. But nowadays, we know that even those who are facing terminal illness, they don't follow the stage in the way that it is described or with the timing. Sometimes they go around very quickly. Sometimes they jump around and so forth. Sometimes go forward, backward, and so forth. So please know that if you don't fit on any stages or anybody concept of anything, it is not because there is something wrong with you. You are not broken. Please know that you are not broken. So many people who are grieving feel that there is something wrong with them. And it's break my heart, really. It's made me sad to see all these misunderstandings, sometimes from people who we trust, as well as our primary care provider, and ended up hurting us who are grieving even more. Sometimes it's well-meaning friends and family. And the truth with grief is a very individual journey. Grief is as unique as you and meant to be as unique as your fingerprint combination. And most of us hear that each and every one of us meant to have a different a unique fingerprint combinations. And our journey, particularly with grief, is meant to be as unique. You meant you to be as unique as you and your fingerprint combinations. You do not need to fit into somebody's theory of whatever on timing. Sometimes people say, I think there's something wrong with me because it's been 6 months and I'm not moving forward. It's been a year, and people say, well, I mean, we were only married for a year, and it's been a year, and how could I still be grieving my late husband or late wife? It doesn't matter really, or it is not or some other things. The common one is, well, it's not a family member, so why would I be grieving? Why would I be grieving so much? Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I have an attachment problem or something like that. whether it's a family member or it's a friend or it's a colleague, whether it's a furry family member, a pet, grief is meant to be very unique. It doesn't matter whether you know the individual for a year or whether it's happen to be your parents or your friend. Grief is grief meant to be unique as you. And sometimes also people say, well, I know I'm grieving. And now I'm noticing that I'm doing this, or I feel almost like I'm smelling things, or I'm hearing things, or something like that. And that's just, my therapist or my mindset coach or somebody said, well, I should not be doing that, or I'm not strong enough. I'm not moving forward because I'm not strong enough, or I'm imagining things or something like that. Please know that grief actually, when we're grieving, sometimes we're very tired. Many of us know that grief make us feel make us feel very exhausted, even when we're not doing anything. And also sometimes with the natures of grief and the way our nervous systems form, it's not just the grief, but the way our nervous systems are formed, and the way the nerves wire and fire. Sometimes early in the grief in particular, or at anniversaries, when we're reminded by certain thing, we can almost like hear the person's voice or the pet voice or sound, and we might even think like, oh my God, that way I'm smelling something or something. It is all our nervous system, and it is all part of grief. Please know that you are not broken. And the great news is, whichever that you are experiencing when it comes to grief, and even if it has been years, even if it has been decades, please know that there is hope, because there is help. I have worked with and successfully helped clients who has suffered for 60, 70 years. Some of these clients are therapists themselves. And we succeeded in helping them fully release their grief. And a lot of time alongside with releasing the grief, also releasing either a health condition and or a relationship conditions, or work condition, or some other things, that because grief carries along with it usually secondary damages. And so please know that there is help, and therefore there is hope. And if you have any question, feel welcome to connect with me directly connecting with me on my website, joyfulrichesbeyondgrief.com, joyfulrichesbeyondgrief.com, or to comment in below this video. And if you like this message, please subscribe so you continue to receive notification for future video. And also please like this video and please share it with others as well. And this is Dr. BirgitteTan, your grief specialist coach. I'm here for you, and I look forward to see you again very soon.